Alright, so I picked up Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z at the Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes launch, and, yeah, don't bother. Look, you know I don't like calling games bad. I'm usually way too lenient on them if they at least work, alright? And you know I do not like trading games in, because you lose so much money. Yo, I can't justify spending $60 on a game and then trading it in and getting $30 back when it's brand new, but I'm legitimately thinking of doing that with Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. I admit, as of the time of this recording, I've only beaten the first stage, but as soon as they gave me control, I immediately regretted my purchase. I did not keep up on this game's development. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I really want to make it to arcade mode before calling it quits. Hopefully arcade mode doesn't require me to beat the game, because I do not want to stick with this game that long, but egad, Ninja Gaiden Z is not a good game. It's not a bad game either. Like, okay, look, let me give it some credit. The cell shading is nice. It looks way better in motion. Like, actually in-game that it does in any video or screenshot. It actually looks pretty nice. The controls are responsive, and the characters are interesting. But the combat is shallow as a fucking puddle. Press X to sword, press Y to punch, press B to flail. A button does your dash. There is no jumping. And immediately, like, it just right from the start, it reminds me of better games. Like, I'm playing this thing, and I'm like, you know what? This sort of reminds me of Onechanbara Z Kagura, which is a much better game about chopping up zombies with a katana and a flail. It has way, way deeper combat. The stage design is similar, too. Like, the stages are very much, you walk through sort of an empty area with a couple of zombies here or there, and, there's not really much music playing. And then all of a sudden you get blocked into an area, the music starts blaring, and they throw a ton of zombies at you. That's kind of the way the stage design is, which I'm actually kind of cool with if it had some combat to go with it. And then they're like, if you get confused, use your cyber eye to look around. And I'm like, hey, this is just like Ninja Blade's Ninja Vision. Wow, Ninja Blade was such a better game. And the writing is sort of comical, the way the character acts. And, this kind of reminds me of the Deadpool game, which was also better. Wow, why am I not playing the Deadpool game? As I'm playing it, I'm realizing there's no shtick, there's no gimmick, there's no hook. It's just mash buttons to chop up zombies. And that's literally it. There's no real big move list here. There's no interesting stage design. There's no jumping even. There's nothing here. There's nothing fucking here. This is the most basic, generic hack and slash I've ever played. I mean, at least Blades of Time had the whole time rewind replay ability thing. And that was the thing I was really thinking of. Blades of Time, its combat is shallow as shit, but it had a better dodge mechanic because you could just cancel out of anything with that dash. The enemy AI was more brutal, and the time rewind gave it an element of strategy. And as such, Blades of Time was such a better game. Shit, Knight's Contract is a better game. I'm not sure if you even remember Knight's Contract. That's a game I keep forgetting. And I admit, it's heavily flawed. But the way you could combine your attacks with the witch's attacks, and the way you could, you had to choose when you wanted to, be fighting and when you wanted the witch to leap into your arms so you could protect her, that was a much, much better game than this. And I realized even Dynasty Warriors has deeper combat. And look, Dynasty Warriors does not have bad combat, alright? Dynasty Warriors combat is a good-ass time. But that's the bar, alright? That is the minimal amount of depth I can allow in combat in a character action game. Because Dynasty Warriors is not really a character action game. It's a big hack and slash thing where you're in a big open field, and there's tons of enemies, and there's boatloads of characters. There's more than 50 characters. I think we're at 80 characters now, yeah. So, when 80 characters can have unique movesets that are more robust than your single character in your character action game, you have not made a good character action game, and that's what I keep coming back to with Yaiba. It works, it functions, and that's the nicest thing I can say about it. I hit the buttons and my character hacks and slashes, but there is no meat on this game's bones. The combat is not deep at all. Don't waste your... I cannot justify this being a $60 game. This should have been a lower price release. It should have been a budget release. Even if it was $50, I could at least respect it a little more. But the fact that they had the balls to make this a $60 game and get all up in arms about their special edition and their developer diaries, and I almost want to take back the nice things I said about Koei Tecmo. Except the release of Yaiba doesn't change the fact that Atelier, Escha, and Logi is an interesting game, and I'm excited about Tecmo's Deception 4, and I like what they're doing with Marie Rose. So, it doesn't change the fact that Koei Tecmo isn't Capcom. Did you see the DiCaprio trailer? We need to talk about that later, but, as bad... all companies release a stinker every now and then. This was a really bad idea. See, I had no idea the game was made by Spark Unlimited, I think the company's called. The people who made Lost Planet 3, that game I didn't play. Yeah. I didn't realize that, and I find this mildly disconcerting, because after Ninja Gaiden 3 was met with such hate because they tried so hard to cater to a Western audience with that game, and they were like, we'll stop trying to make burgers, we'll make damn good sushi. They then call in Keiji Inafune, and he calls in a Western developer to try to make Ninja Gaiden, and they sucked at making sushi. I don't know any other way to put it. Fucking, this is the opposite. You know what? No, I'm not going to hold that against it, because this isn't a Ninja Gaiden game. It's a spin-off. I don't even like Ninja Gaiden, to be completely honest with you. This is a spin-off. That's not the problem. The fact that it's another Ninja Gaiden 3 style fuck-up, and I'm pretty certain Ninja Gaiden 3 is a better game. Especially now that Razor's Edge is out, I can safely confirm Razor's Edge is a better game. I haven't played the original version of Ninja Gaiden 3 myself, but I can safely confirm Razor's Edge is a much better game than this. But then again, I just confirmed Knight's Contract is a much better game than this, so do with that information what you will. The point is, don't spend your $60 on this. Save it. Use it to buy Deception 4. Use it to pick up a used copy of any random hack and slash from this generation. 99 Nights 2. Fucking anything. Shit, even the Onechan bars we did get. Pro tip, the Wii one was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and in many ways was better than the 360 one, as long as you don't mind all the waggling. I can definitely confirm Killer is Dead is a far, far better game than this. I think the only action game I could even remotely say is worse than this that I've played this... Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure I've played one really horrible action game this generation. I've blocked it out of my memory. So never mind about that. But seriously, don't buy Yaiba. Just don't. I like Koei Tecmo, and I don't mean to throw them under the bus, but guess what? They're releasing, like, 3 other games this month, all of which I'm sure will be better than this. I can confirm they're better than this. I would be surprised if Deception 4 wasn't at least as good as your average Tecmo's Deception game. So, it's gotta be better than this. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends is Dynasty Warriors. If you didn't pick up 8, now's the time. Atelier, Escha, and Logi, I'm still not sure. I still have some misgivings about how kind of bland the characters are, but I could definitely call it a better game than this. Shit, even Lightning Returns didn't disappoint me this fast. I'm still not even fully disappointed in Lightning Returns. I'm just going fucking, why can't I grind and level up and explore? This game, I have seriously never been... I haven't been this disappointed immediately in a game since the Justice League. Not Justice League, Young Justice. The Young Justice game, I did this too a while ago. I think I'm going to make this a regular occurrence. Every time I bump into a game that I immediately regret the purchase of, yeah, I'm gonna post a video on YouTube explaining why. Again, all I did was play through the first stage. You're probably watching video footage of me playing through the second stage. But this game is not... It's not even bad. It's just bland and generic and uninteresting. It has no meat on its bones. And I just... This shouldn't have cost me $60. I want my damn money back. I want my money back so hard right now. I haven't wanted my money back for a game this hard. I know there was another game where I immediately returned it. SSX on Tour. That was the last time I felt like this. Yes. This is exactly like SSX on Tour. I remember that. Friends at the GameStop that closed down that I used to work at pulled some strings and gave me a refund on that. Oh, I remember SSX. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is the SSX on Tour of hack and slash games. Please buy something else. Like, there is no redeeming factor here. Don't buy this game. Anyway, this is Gel. I guess this is a Metable. I'm sorry to tell you this game sucks. I'm sorry, Koei Tecmo, to inform you that your game sucks, but your game sucks. Don't spend money on it. Please buy something else. See ya.
Alright, slight addendum after having played through a chunk of level 2 to get the footage for this video. Yeah, no, I'm just not feeling it. There's a part of me that feels bad that I haven't played more of the game, so I can't really pass judgment, but it disappointed me really quickly. I guess the gimmick hook thing is the fact that when you defeat certain enemies, they give you use their body parts as weapons, but that's just power-ups, and they don't last very long, and Stage 2 was just a cavalcade of enemies with super armor. Like, every new enemy they introduced was just some fucker with super armor. Hey, it's a clown that spins around and blocks everything and has super armor. Hey, it's a floating chick with an electric shield that teleports and has super armor. Hey, it's a punchy guy that blocks everything and has super armor. I tried really hard to get through Stage 2, but it just got too fucking irritating. I'm not feeling this game, and there's this little niggling part of me that's like, you gotta get further, Gel, you gotta get further. I am not feeling it. I'm sorry. Maybe arcade mode would change everything, but the bad news is arcade mode requires me to beat the game. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that maybe someone will upload a complete save for the PS3 one, and then maybe I can rent it and try arcade mode. Maybe that'll change everything. I really want to try arcade mode, but I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. This game, I haven't felt this repelled by a game in a very long time. And I hate to say that because I know a bunch of people put a lot of work into this game. But no, just no. This game is... It's lacking... It's just lacking. It needs deeper combat. It needs less irritating enemies to fight, more interesting stage design. Just... And not to be $60 fucking. I'm sorry. Just... Maybe someone will like it, but not me. save your money. That's my advice.